Okay, are we good? Yeah, looks like we're good. All right, 1 second here. Just gotta get a couple of things put away. Okay. And I just want to make sure really quick that we've got sound coming from Reaper, because the last thing I need to deal with is yet another sound issue. Okay, looks like that stuff is showing up on Reaper. Let me know if you guys can hear that or not. Yeah, hi everybody. Welcome to another episode of Background Ballads. My name is Taylor. I'm one half of TGS Games. And what we do on this channel is we make everything tabletop. On Wednesdays, you can find our regular stream where we make our flagship game, Vault Peddlers. And on Tuesdays, Corey and I kind of trade off on sort of niche specialty streams. Corey makes a lot of like concept art and sort of gives a lot of insights into designing worlds and designing characters and alien species, which is super cool. And what I do is I show you how to very easily make tabletop music, or at least relatively easy. Some weeks are more complicated than others. This week, however, we're doing something really simple, really straightforward. I am going to show you all what I do when I need to make tabletop music really, really quickly. Like I don't have a lot of time. I've got, something maybe even later that day. How do you make really... Excuse me. How do you make really kind of ambient music like really quickly and really easily? So let's go ahead and let's just get straight to it. So for the most part, when you are talking about making ambient music, you need a couple of things. You need a texture pad. You need 1 to 2 instruments, and you need one like very simple drum. I'm going to show you my go-tos for that and give you kind of the details of where to find a lot of these things. So the first thing that I have here is my pad sample. And this is Spitfire Labs. If you're not familiar with Spitfire Audio and you're making music, you should absolutely check them out. Their free lab stuff it's all free. As long as you have the space on your computer to download it, it's yours. They have tons of great samples, not just for pads and stuff. Like they have really great virtual instruments, but the pads are specifically what I probably use the most, except for maybe their orchestral stuff, which is also phenomenal. I'm not going to be using it here, but I've used it in previous background ballads. So this is what we're going to be using for our pad. It's just very simple. It's got like a very kind of ethereal, whatever sound to it. The next thing we're going to be adding, let me see here, is just kind of a general instrument. Now, if I'm going for like a really simple one, this Ample Percussion Cloud Drum is really great. Again, all of these you can Google and you can download for free. I'm pretty sure this is on like, I don't think it's freesounds.net or whatever, but if you Google like cloud drum, you're going to come on this thing. And it has these great, very ambient, again, pads. And so that's going to be the instrument that we use for our like melody that's going to go over the pads. And then, you know what? I'm going to keep it so simple. The last thing we're going to do is Cizafferando. I don't know how that's Cifferzando. Has a great taiko drum. Taiko drums, you probably are familiar with these just because they are very often used in like movie scores. So like you know, it's they're these very big sounding dynamic drums that have a really great kind of effect, especially if you fill these things with like some delay, some reverb. And I think that's actually what we're going to do next. So for everything here, except for the pads, because they really don't need a lot of sound treatment, we're going to add just a couple of effects. And for me in Reaper, they have like a favorites folder that makes it super easy to do this. So I usually go with reverb. For an instrument like this, I go with the wide. And I put it close to about 50%. And that's going to sound... So that's what it sounds like after. That's what it sounds like before. Just gives it a little bit more of that kind of ethereal feeling to it. If I wanted to go a little bit more crazy with it, putting like a fun delay on this could also be really cool, like a ping pong. That might actually be, I think, too much. Kind of like that. Oh yeah, we're getting that Cowboy Bebop sound. Okay, cool. So I think that's all we need to mess with there. And then finally, for our drums, we're also going to use that same reverb that we had before, just to give these a little bit more, just to give these a little more presence. Okay, cool. So these are going to be our three instruments for this whole thing. We're going to make 2 tracks. One is going to be done with kind of a happy sort of feel to them, and we're going to take the exact same thing and then we're going to turn it minor in the second one. So without further ado, let's go ahead and let's get started. Hang on for me 1 second here. Oh, nope. What have I done? Oh no. Sorry guys, hang on for me just 1 sec. Where is the transport? There it is. There we go. Okay, Jesus. So let's hear this really quick. I think let's go for something slower. So rule number 1 is if you're making something a little bit more ambient, slower is probably your friend. Cool. I'm going to go 80 beats per minute. We're going to go so slow. All right. Okay, so that right there, that is our bass. Everything else here can go to hell. I don't care about any of the rest of this. Glue that bad boy. There you go. And literally, remember, this is not what I would do every single time, but I am making this particular example with the assumption that I am incredibly short on time and I need to create something like now. So that's the basis for our thing. This right here, I could take this and this could be my whole song, okay? But we're not going to do that. Instead, we are going to add a little bit to this. And I'm going to let one of these go all the way through. So we're just doing very simple melodies that we know are in the same key. And now I'm just going to let one of these go, because there's no reason to overpopulate it with the cloud drum. The whole point is giving it differentiation. So for the last, however many cycles of this pad, we've done a different thing. Now we're going to let it just go on its own again. Not a big deal. Whatever, right? That doesn't matter. The point is just that we get something new on the table. Okay, cool. Now we're doing our drums. Noggin Dude, welcome to the stream. So I'm going to explain what I'm doing here in just a minute. Gotta love those Prime subs. It's the only thing that gives this cold heart joy anymore. Let this one go without drums. Okay, cool. All right, so thanks for everybody for tuning in. Noggin Dude, always good to see you. So for those of you who have just tuned in and you're maybe not sure what's going on here, hi, my name's Taylor. I'm one half of TGS Games. We normally stream and design our tabletop game Vault Peddlers. On Tuesdays, though, Corey and I each run special streams. Corey does a lot of artwork and design. I do a lot of music stuff and specifically advice for... hang on one second. Sorry. There we go. Camera's coming right off. Okay, there we go. Specifically, I do design for... or kind of advice for GMs who are maybe interested in making their own music for their tabletop games. It is particularly easy, which is something that I say every week, and then I make something that's way more complicated than it needs to be. So what I've decided to do this week is I've decided to do a really simple take on making a couple of songs and changing motifs in them. So what you're looking at right now, that is our finished song. It is an ambient kind of happy, ethereal sort of thing. It's not really meant to be super complicated. This is the epitome of something that is designed to be in the background. Now, what I'm going to do is we are going to duplicate this and we're going to open this MIDI file right here. So this is everything that I have put in here. Now, we're going to highlight and we're going to see if I remember how to do this. So transpose from C major into minor. Okay. And so that is that. Minor harmony. Cool. Now we're going to do the exact same thing with this little guy. So there, transpose. And I realized you guys couldn't see this before. So we are currently in a C major, 0 octaves, and we are taking this into a melodic minor. And as you can see, there really doesn't actually do much in the chords. It just moves this line right here down a little bit, which is fine. That's how it's going to sound. But look at the effect of what happens now. So we're going to put this as minor texture pad. Okay, cool. And we're going to mute these two. Actually, let's mute these two really quick. So here's what we were working with, okay? This was our song prior to now. We've got, you know, very simple, straightforward. This is like, you know, you're maybe exploring like a peaceful forest or something along those lines. And now, look at what's just happened. Just the subtlest of changes, right? And here's the deal. I could tweak these MIDI files even more. I could tweak them a little bit further. But this is kind of what you, it's kind of just a helpful trick for what you can do if you aren't really sure like how to make your own music. The most helpful thing you can do, right, is think about it in terms of emotion, right? So you want a song for happy, you want a song for sad, you want a song for scared, you want a song for angry, and then you basically just pick these things out to fit whatever the mood is at your table, right? So we are 30 minutes in, and I've already given you 2 tracks that you could theoretically use, right? This is, again, just an example of something that I'm doing very quickly, very on the fly. But the applications of it are huge, right? If I have, a giant track that's, a bunch of orchestral tracks and all that stuff, this is also something that I could run it through that transposer if it's a MIDI file. Noggin Dude, yes, I can absolutely upload both of these. That is not a problem at all. This would be something that like you can do very easily. I cannot stress this enough. This took 0 effort. I did it in a half hour. And by the way, I also want to add everything that you're looking at as a free plugin as well. I want to talk about that for just a minute too. So the texture pads that I'm using, those come from Spitfire Audio. I would highly recommend, if you're at all interested in doing this kind of stuff, Spitfire Audio's whole catalog is just phenomenal. For the most part, I use the texture pads and I use their I use their orchestra thing. But they've got a ton of great sounding virtual instruments that are totally free, provided you have the space on your computer to handle them. Even more basic than that, the DAW that you're looking at, this is Reaper. Reaper does have a paid version, which I actually use because I love Reaper. Everything that I have dealt with so far, this is one of the best DAWs I've ever worked with. That being said, the paid version is like $60. On top of that, the free version of it is incredibly generous. I used the trial version for like a full year. And truth be told, it has pretty much all of the features that the paid version does. I just paid for it because I really feel like it was a great product. I didn't need to pay for it at all. In addition to that, let me see here. What was the next one? Oh yeah, so the Ample Percussion Cloud Drum. This is also a free plugin. I would recommend be careful where you download it from. You can find it at a couple of different places. And some of them are less than reputable. But that being said, it is a phenomenal virtual instrument with just tons of great... Oh, hang on one second. Oh, it's because it's muted. That's why. It is a phenomenal virtual instrument that is especially great for like these more ambient sounds. Noggin Dude, that is a great question. Hang on for me one second. Free VST instruments. I know this is like the worst place to do it, but Oh, Native Instruments is phenomenal. Actually, just pull up their stuff real quick. They have some really cool plugins that you can go with like effects and synths and all that. Complete Control does take a little bit of work getting used to, but they are phenomenal. Where is that thing? I know it's here. Okay, one second. Ample Sound, Cloud Drum. This is like asking for a thing here. Plugin Boutique, I think, is the one. Yes, this is the one. This is where I got it from. Actually, hang on one second. I just want to make absolutely sure. Is Plugin Boutique legit is a good answer. Is this site fake? Oh, no, that's not the right one. Never mind. Jesus, I almost sent you all down a horrible rabbit hole. Hang on. Which is the one? Is it plugins for free? It might be plugins for free. Okay, hang on one second. Because now I'm doubting myself. Plugins for... God. Okay, yeah. So plugins for free, probably not a scam, but legit. Okay, cool. That is the one. That's the one I'm thinking of then. So yeah, this is the one that I got the download from. Spitfire, thankfully, is its own website, so you can actually get that with like no problem at all. But this is the one that you want to get. It's pluginsforfree.com, which I know sounds like a scam, but this would be, I think, where I got it from. I think the other site is why I was warning people about sites, because I did download it from them, and I'm pretty sure it gave me a virus. Okay, cool. And then finally, the last one here, the Sazafrando. I don't know how you say that. Say the name of your company, Cifrazando. This is it looks like it's actually a plugin machine, and then you can upload like different files for this. But they have a really great taiko drum that is used in most of my background ballads because it's just a really good sounding big drum. Like, that's phenomenal. Are you kidding me? That's like a movie score. That's so good. And yeah, and I'm pretty sure that if I'm not mistaken, that is also plugins for free. Cause I know I only get my stuff from a couple of sites because I had a bad experience. That being said, I do also want to just make a pitch here for like, if you're working with other stuff, with other DAWs, a lot of other DAWs actually come with their own virtual instruments. I know this is the case with like GarageBand has a phenomenal VST pack that just comes inherent in all of that, like in that software. Same with, I've heard great stuff about like Logic and Cubase. Like, you have tons of options. Reaper is one of them. It's got the added benefit of being super cheap and very accessible. But don't let that stop you, right? There are tons of options to get this stuff from. Okay, cool. So, that being said, man, I feel weird because I'm like kind of done. Let me bring this down here. So yeah, we're just going to color these really quick for easy reference. Minor is green. It's very Disney. And nah, we're going to need a different color, dog. Surely you can give me something other than pea green. Okay, there you go. Just something to differentiate it would be phenomenal. Sure. Okay, cool. PreSonus Studio 1, there's tons of free plugins. Yeah, like this has become the thing because like lo-fi hip-hop beats are such a huge thing now, and like bedroom producers are such a huge thing now that with most VSTs or most DAWs that you can download, most of them have like a big library of that stuff. Reaper, because it's relatively, I don't want to say open source, but it's it's made to be more modular. It doesn't come with a lot of those things. It does come with a ton of like effects. Their library of effects is huge, but their library of virtual instruments is relatively light. You'll have to hunt those down on your own. But yeah, so that is kind of where we're at right now with these guys. So we now have these options. Ooh. For use. Oh, and let's actually take off that click track really quick. Going to what I was saying before about like the impact of music, I also want to point out that one of the most powerful things that stuff like this can do, where you're taking the exact same music and you're just changing a couple of things around, is if you can build an attachment with like the happy song, the impact of the negative song is going to be so much harsher. So an example being, we actually, okay. So an example being, so this is a song that I use in my home game. And it's all about when the players do like overland travel. That is the passion of one of the players. And it's kind of always narrated as this very exciting, adventurous sort of thing. So you've got the general tune of it, right? Well, what happens when I do this? I can't go low enough on it, sorry. But the whole idea, right, is that if you use this same soundtrack enough times, right, and you have these really like happy, fun scenes with your players, taking that melody and then distorting it into something other than what it was when you're really driving home, like maybe the villain is some kind of a personality mirror of your hero, you elicit such a stronger reaction, right, from the players than you would if it was just, whatever music it is. And I don't know, this all sounds very complicated, and I guess to some extent it is. But it's one of those things where you're taking the familiar and you're making it strange. And this is something that is deeply upsetting to people. Most people fall into routines and they like routines and they want to stay in those routines. So they want that. They don't want... They don't want that little half step up. That one little half note, that half step, kills them. They hate it. They hate everything about it. So yeah, this is an easy way to do that. And for maybe a better example of that, let's actually go ahead and we're going to move on from this because these are basically done. We're going to go to background ballads. I'm going to make a new folder here. Sunrise, sunset. Oh, we already made Into the Sunset. Dang. I was going to do From Dawn Till Dusk. Come on, I got to have something. I'm pretty sure I will get sued if I do From Dawn Till Dusk. Light and Shadow. Mirror Image. Do I have anything on Mirror? Mirror Image. That works. Mirror Image. Okay, cool. And what we can do here is we can actually examine the effect of all this stuff with maybe a different song. Let's see what we've got here. I don't want to do Cursed Crown yet because that is going to be a project unto itself. I am sorry that is not up yet. It will be up relatively soon. I promise. Oh boy, that is a lot of instruments. Okay. Huh. All right. Okay. Here's what we're going to do. All of this. I'm copying it. New project. Pasting it? Does it work that way? I don't know if it does. My God, I did not think that would work. Okay, cool. All right. So let's go ahead. We're going to highlight everything here. Let's see. I wonder, can I transpose all of these things at once? I don't think I can. So let's see here. So this is going to take just a minute. Sorry about that. Oh, hang on. I don't know what scale this is starting in. Okay, so that is C major, which is cool. All right, so now that we're good with all of that, we're gonna transpose, turn this all into harmonic minor, natural minor. Okay, cool. And now we are off to the races. Give me just a minute here. Yeah, so this song is gonna sound shockingly different in just a minute because we're sending all of this stuff into a natural minor. And what that's going to do is destroy. We're going to destroy everything in this song. Now, in all honesty, with so many parts, it would not shock me if this actually does turn out sounding not great. But it's also just kind of an interesting experiment to see what happens. I don't know how this is going to go, but I'm really interested to see how it does. So transpose, natural minor, da, 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 da. Okay, I don't need to do the kick, the snap, the clap. Snap with delay is fine. We do need to get the cloud drum. Okay, we're going to turn that into a natural minor. Okay. Okay. Minor. Okay. All right, we are just about ready. All right. So, I'm actually a little bit scared. Here we go. Oh, fuck! Oh my god. What the fuck? I straight up can't tell whether I love this or I hate it. Oh, wait, hang on. It just dawned on me you guys can't hear any of this cuz I don't have you guys on a stream thing. Hang on one second. Okay. Send audio, local broadcast. Okay, cool. We got that. Sorry. I mean, the good news is you didn't miss a ton, because for most of that, it was quiet even on my end because I was doing all of that editing. Let me see really quick. I want to see if I can actually load up the original so we can do like a comparison. Because y'all, that is one of the weirdest sounding things I've ever done. Okay, background ballads, Into the Sunset. That's an MP3, right? Believe it is. Okay. All right, so here is the original. So I want you to imagine, right? If you're using this as a GM, maybe this is like something that you do like the credits on. Like maybe, you know, the group has just gotten back from a dangerous mission and they're having kind of a celebration or something like that around the campfire. And then you get to this point where instead of all that, you've now got this very strange mirror of everything. And maybe if you want to make it a little more sinister, we take out some of the... I gotta know what's making that. So effectively, right, what we've done here is we've taken this really happy thing, which, just for reference, again, this is the original. And we turned it into this. What is making that? It's the shaker. Oh, that's what it is. Because it went down. All right, and now you want to see another trick you can do to make this even a little bit more removed. With MIDI files, they automatically stretch to meet whatever the BPM is. So and now you've got something that is very sad. Wow, that's actually very sad. Yeah, the song has gone from a celebration after the end of a good job to maybe a heroic retelling of like a fallen comrade in that same job, right? The scale and speed of a song drastically changes what that song actually does. Man, I might actually save this. Save this shit. This is actually good. Yeah, save Into the Sunset. I want to, yeah, Into the Sunset variant. Into the Sunrise. In any case, these are some examples of stuff you can do, right? Another possibility would be to solo a couple of things, just certain elements. I'd probably mess with what the vibraphone is doing. But again, here, you have that same playing with like themes that's in the original song, but now you're taking it and you're using it for a totally different purpose, right? So if you are a GM and you're looking for like easy ways to make a couple of different songs, I would really encourage you to, look at the fastest way possible to make stuff, because, again, the ultimate point of this is that it's meant to be in the background. It's not meant to be, like, there for everybody to listen to and be in awe of. But also, just kind of speaking to what we're talking at right now, look at ways to repurpose like existing content, because the fact is, if you have one song, you probably have the materials there for 2 or maybe even 3 songs, right? If you're clever and you know how to manipulate it. Yeah, this vibraphone just needs to be, I think, modified a little bit, because it is technically in key, but it's not hitting the ones that it... Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay, cool. And then you would need something obviously to go in the middle here. Man, yeah, changing the tempo of this thing completely changes the face of the song. So I'm noticing it's been a minute here. For those of you who are just stepping into this very weird, very chill stream, hi, my name's Taylor. I'm one half of TGS Games. What we do here on our channel is we do everything related to tabletop RPGs. Normally our Wednesday stream is kind of our main deal. We work game mechanics and narrative lore, building out the world of our new tabletop game called Vault Peddlers. Tuesday streams are a little bit more of kind of a niche thing. Corey and I kind of alternate weeks. I do a lot of like tabletop music production, and Corey does a lot of like artwork and stuff. Tonight, for background ballads, normally what I do is I make a whole big song over the course of like 2 hours. I'm taking tonight to do a little bit more of kind of an educational sort of thing, to kind of show people how you can repurpose existing songs and how you can make songs very quickly. Earlier in the stream, I made a very quick 3-track song. It took all of like 20 minutes. And after that, I've been showing you how to kind of repurpose existing songs to maybe better fit different needs. And for an example of that, let me see here. What's the best way to do this? So for an example of that, I'm just going to play this guy here. Oh, wow. It slowed down the MP3 too. Okay. So this was our original song that I decided I was going to use as kind of an example. It's kind of like a happy thing, like it's, you know, a little bit peaceful, but definitely more on like the upbeat side of things. And so what I decided to do, I'm going to bring that back down to where it was. I took the elements and pieces of that, I switched them over into a minor key, and I slowed it down by about 40 beats per minute. And this is what you get instead, right? So you might be asking yourself, well, why would I want to do this? Well, the answer is because the more you play that first song, the more they are going to get attached to that song. What is playing here? That's what it was. Okay, cool. Sorry. So the question, right? Why would you want to do this? Well, first off, it's easier for you as a GM, right? You have tons of responsibilities. If you're doing that, you've got your own prep that you have to deal with. And this is just easier. It's less work than making a whole new song. But what it can also do for you is it can actually add to the emotional impact of a scene for players. Disney Pixar is like a great example of this. We build attachments to sounds as we sort of go into storytelling, right? If I'm talking about Lord of the Rings and you hear like da-na-na-na-na-na-na, you know it's the Shire, right? That's the motif that is that's connected, right, to that place, and not just to that place, but to that feeling, right? So if you do a good job of taking that initial track, right, that's happy and fun, when you play this, it's going to be heartbreaking, and players aren't really going to understand why. I forget, somebody wrote a really good explanation for this. I'm not doing it the full justice, but the fact remains, you can create really great kind of emotional motivation for players. Give them that extra reason to sort of be invested. And also, you have more stuff to play at the table, which is always good. It's always good to have more resources rather than fewer. Man, I can't believe how well this came out. I might have to start looking at some of my other stuff and making different versions of it, because it's been a minute since I've done anything like this. Okay, and I think that with that, we are pretty much good to go. If you do have any last questions, I'm going to let this song play out in full. And then after that, I think we're going to go, because we've got 3 new tracks that we made tonight, between the 2 that I made earlier on the stream and the one that I have made here. That's a record, baby. Yeah, I just can't believe how well this turned out. How long is this going on? it for tonight's stream. For those of you who are tuning in late, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Hi. Just as an outro, my name's Taylor. I'm one half of TGS Games. We make tabletop RPG stuff on this channel. Our normal stream is Wednesdays at 6 o'clock Eastern Standard. On Tuesdays, Corey and I trade off weeks doing specialty streams, and I make tabletop RPG music in a segment that we call Background Ballads. Today was all about repurposing songs and repurposing material. I very quickly made a song at the beginning of this stream. I repurposed it to make like a sad version of it. And then we also went out and looked at some of the stuff I've made in the past. And I did the same thing with kind of bigger files and bigger songs, which is what you just listened to. I am so far behind on uploading stuff on DriveThruRPG. You have my sincerest apologies. I will see to it that stuff gets uploaded prior to the next time I'm on doing Background Ballads. I'm going to give myself a little bit of a break. But you will have some new stuff coming your way for free download, and we will make sure to let you know once that's been posted and once it's been linked. Thank you so much for your time. If you do want to hear more of this stuff or other cool tabletop stuff that we do, give our channel a follow. It really helps us out. It goes a long way towards like building growth and getting ready for the eventual release of Vault Peddlers. So thank you all so much for your time. I hope you guys stay safe, and yeah, have a good one. Bye. you.